Hello everybody, David Shepard here on the Humble Hotshot channel. Today we're hauling a load from New Jersey all the way to Boise, Idaho. One of our longest runs yet, and we're at the world's largest truck stop, the Iowa 80, Davenport, Ohio right now. I'll give you a look at that. I'm going to show you the load real quick, and then as you can hear, it is super windy. I swear every time I come here, it is super windy in Iowa. So I'm going to show you the load real quick, and then we're going to jump in the truck and talk about hotshot truck versus semi truck and kind of the major differences and my thoughts on that. So real quick, as we always do though, we're going to start with the Word of God. And today I've got Hebrews 13:8 for you guys, which says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And I just want to give you that quick verse and encourage anyone out there to read the Bible with an open mind, with an open heart. Don't take my word for it. Just whether you believe in God or not, open that Bible, and it can't hurt to just explore it with an open mind. And along with that verse, just remember that those aren't just ancient stories that aren't relevant anymore in this super old, outdated book or something like that. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever, and it's proven true in my life. I'll tell you guys honestly, he works in my life. I experience a intimate relationship with Jesus, and he is alive and well today. So hope that encourages and challenges you guys. I'm going to show you the load we got under this tarp. This, by the way, this is not required to be a tarp load. I do not do tarp loads. I don't want to carry them. I don't want to deal with that. But I threw the little blue tarp on there just simply because this engine was not crated up really well, and I just thought if I hit some weather, that's going to help save the plywood and stuff. So under here, about 1,000 pounds of jet airplane engine going from Miller Air Park in New Jersey to Boise Airport out in Idaho. And then we've also got my own personal dual sport bike that we're taking out, and also kind of use as backup transportation for this long haul. So nice light load, kind of a dedicated load, good paying on the jet engine, and I'll give you a little walk around on that, and then we're going to jump inside. So thanks for bearing with me with the wind, and you can see not the best crate, but we've got her strapped down. It's only 5 foot long, so 2 straps are totally legal, and then we've got the bike secured on there as well. So Iowa 80, world's largest truck stop. If you've never been here, pretty cool sight to see. Always a good stop on the I-80 corridor. So that being said, let's jump inside. And today I want to discuss oh wow, that's way better. I want to discuss the differences between hotshot trucking versus driving a semi-truck. Obviously, you could tell just by looking some of the obvious differences, but the main point I want to make is that I do not believe hotshot trucking is a stepping stone to get into a semi. We've seen that a lot with other YouTubers and just people in the industry, and that might work for some. And I think if you could get into hotshotting for a little less startup cost and then work into a semi, that might not be a bad route. But I see in the comments all the time, hotshotting is just a stepping stone to get into semis, and I just completely disagree. I think they're really two totally different beasts, and I think if you want to get into driving a semi and that's your ultimate goal, you should just start as a company driver and start using that equipment from the start. I mean, sure, you'll learn certain things that'll transfer, but really there's no reason not to start in a semi if you either drive for a company or lease on. And a little background a bit about me, that's what I did. I've driven semi quite a bit. I do have a Class A CDL, and I've said this in other videos, I think anyone that's doing this professionally, that's making money out on the road, should have that CDL. I think that's what really makes you a professional driver. It gives you that training, and it's good stuff. Safe things, pre-trips, all the regulatory stuff, as well as the actual practical driving stuff and other practical, even mechanical knowledge with the pre-trips and all that. So I think anyone out there should get their CDL. It's not that hard, it's not that expensive, and it's training that will stay with you and really make you more valuable and hopefully safer out there as well. So that being said, I got the CDL, and in that class they put us right in a full sleeper cab, stick shift semi truck, and with a 53-foot dry van trailer. So I've driven that, and then the business we were doing before, I drove a day cab semi truck with like slide axle landau trailers. So most of my experience is in a day cab, And there's certain things that I do prefer about the semi-truck, absolutely. Number one, I like that you sit much higher up. You can see a lot further ahead, especially like if traffic is slowing down suddenly in front of you. You're sitting way up high in the semi, you could see 5-10 cars ahead sometimes and really give yourself more time to stop. Right along with that, the equipment is just stronger. It's made to be hauling all the time. You've got exhaust brake and strong air brakes. You could usually stop a lot better than with a Hotshot rig, depending on the weights you're pulling. Obviously, we keep things lightweight with our setup. But that's another huge advantage. Same thing with the engine, transmission, the power. That it's just made to pull all the time. That's what they're designed to do. So there's definite advantages if you want to pull heavier loads. And I'd say if you're, CDL Hotshot and you're maxing that out all the time, you probably should consider a semi-truck. But you guys know that we're staying lightweight, humble little rig and keeping the overhead low, and that's how we're making things work for us. And so I'm just of the opinion, if you want to get into driving a semi-truck, if that's your ultimate goal, you should just do that from the start. Be a company driver or perhaps lease on if you can't afford the equipment, but just start in the equipment you want to work in. And for me, I don't have any plans of getting a semi-truck. I don't plan on moving up into that. And again, I don't see this as a stepping stone. I see this just as a different niche in the transportation industry. So, more advantages with the semi, definitely the comfort level. Whatever size sleeper you have in a semi-truck is going to be a whole lot better than sleeping in the back seat of a pickup. You can see we got our little sleeper back there. I'm actually going to do, or I actually already did film how I did the sleeper cab, but I just was not happy with how the video came out. Really bad lighting back there. The audio wasn't good. So I'm going to do another full walk around video on this truck, how I set it up, some of the mods I did, including the sleeper cab for hotshotting. So that's going to be coming soon. Please stay tuned for that. But yeah, you are definitely going to be lacking for space. Anybody who hotshots in a pickup will tell you. I mean, we got the bed back there, we got our clothes hanging up, we got our dang kitchen, computer bag, kitchen and office over in the passenger seat, and just space is at a premium, and that's just the way it is with a hotshot. So keep that in mind. It's not going to be the most comfortable thing in the world, and that's something I'm willing to sacrifice, and maybe others aren't. So you might want to consider getting into a used semi right from the start. With that being said, the overhead is just so much lower with hotshotting. These guys that buy brand new trucks and brand new trailers and take loans out for them, yeah, they're gonna have a lot of overhead, but nothing compared to a semi-truck. The repairs might be bad on these new diesel pickups, but again, nothing compared to a semi-truck. I mean, just tires, for instance. Most semi-trucks don't carry spare tires. I mean, they still spoon those tires on, so you don't carry a spare wheel. So you're looking at a mobile call out pretty much anytime you even have a blowout, and that could be $500 to $1,000 just for one tire change. So anything that goes wrong with a semi, I've seen this from using them for work. Any small part that you could replace on a pickup and possibly do yourself, it costs a whole lot more for a semi truck, and your overhead, your maintenance, your fuel, all that's going to be much, much higher. Now, you definitely have the opportunity to haul bigger, and I'll say bigger, heavier loads, not always better paying, although that would obviously be the goal. But to me, it doesn't make sense for what I want to do to take on that overhead and basically the maintenance nightmares of a semi truck. There's far less people that work on them. There's far less people that are good at working on them. And you can't run to Napa on a Sunday and get a part and throw it in yourself on the side of the road. There are some things you could get at auto parts, but typically that's not going to happen with a semi truck. And to me, that's huge, just to be self-sufficient out on the road. So again, that's why I don't see hotshotting as a stepping stone. I just see it as a little niche in the industry. And when you see people step up to a semi truck, I think oftentimes they like the allure of the big rig and the comfort that it brings and the potential to make more money with it, but they don't really understand what it costs to keep a semi on the road, and when something major or even something not so major does happen, just how much it's going to cost to repair. So I hope that helps you guys. If you're looking to get into the trucking industry, I'm not saying to go one way or the other. Obviously, hotshotting is a small percentage of the trucking industry still. There's a reason why a lot of people run semi trucks, and they are still the kings of the road as far as moving freight around this country and getting things done. So not bashing that at all, but I'm just saying, if you want to start out, and especially if you're watching this channel and you understand my low overhead, humble approach to hotshotting, I have no plans to move into a semi truck, and those are the reasons why. So I hope that might help you guys make a decision one way or the other, and really just keep you from making the wrong decision and just having more knowledge before you get into this. So thanks for following along. We're gonna keep trucking. We've got we're not quite halfway done with this 2,500 mile trek, so we're gonna get that jet engine delivered, and praise God, everything's going smoothly. The old 3rd gen's running great, and even out here in the wind, we're getting about 14 miles per gallon. So once again, no DEF, no emissions, good fuel mileage, lightweight trailer, and we're still making money and making things work. So hope that encourages you guys, and just is a reminder that bigger isn't always better, and that there's many different ways to make things work here in the trucking world. So God bless you guys. Hope that helps you, and stay safe out there, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.